We are looking back at the life of Luke Perry. Just hours ago, his rep confirmed to ET that the actor had passed away at age 52 after suffering a massive stroke last week. And we are so quickly seeing celebrities, co-stars, people who he starred with on one episode of a show years ago talk about what type of guy he was.
People who are fans of him. You know, a lot of people grew up watching Luke Perry on 90210, and all those tributes are pouring in, including one from Luke's Riverdale co-star Robin Givens. She just released this statement saying, "I am crushed and so sad to hear about his passing. He was the kindest and gentlest soul the world will ever know. I will remember fondly all our late night conversations and dinners. He cared so much about so many people and was beloved by all who knew him. He was a true friend, such a big loss." Again, that's from his Riverdale co-star Robin Givens.
Now, we haven't heard from most of the Riverdale cast. Understandably, we don't know when and how they got this news. The cast production was not going on this morning, so it wasn't as if everyone was on set and heard this together. So we would imagine they're finding out kind of maybe even in the same timeline as much of the world is. And we'll hear from them when they're ready to share. But we're also getting reactions from celebrities, including Maria Shriver, who said, quote, "Super sad to hear the news about actor Luke Perry. Interviewed him several times. Always such a lovely gentleman. Great guy. God bless him and his family." We have been hearing from Luke's 90210 co-stars, and the reboot of 90210 was just announced on Wednesday, the exact same day that we found out he'd had this massive stroke.
Right.
Luke was not set to be part of that reboot as a regular cast member, but there was hope that he would make a cameo or appear in a couple of episodes. It was just a scheduling thing with Riverdale. But his 90210 co-star, Ian Ziering, and his longtime friend, writes, "Dearest Luke, I will forever bask in the loving memories we've shared over the last 30 years. May your journey forward be enriched by the magnificent souls who have passed before you, just like you have done here for those you leave behind. God, please give him a seat close to you. He deserves it."
You know, also the Gabrielle Carteris, their 90210 co-star, she's also the SAG-AFTRA president. She also released a statement after hearing about Luke's death, saying, "I'm absolutely heartbroken. Luke was a tremendous force in the lives of so many." She calls him a very sensitive soul, generous, fought for the underdog. She says he was a strong voice and an advocate who will be so missed by all who knew him.
I'm reading Ian Ziering's and hearing that. It's just, we know these people as these teen heartthrobs on 90210, but when hearing him say 30 years, you know, this is someone who's lost his friend of decades, and going through the experience that they went through together, where you're suddenly thrust into this massive fame as a pretty young actor, it bonds you, and I think that they have a connection, unlike most casts have, because of the longevity of that show, the breakout stardom of that show, and then just how long they've now experienced it all together. I can't imagine how they're feeling.
And it's something I've said before, but it's a shared experience that many few have experienced themselves. You know what I mean? This whole, the stardom, the successful TV series. And it's something that the Riverdale cast was also just starting to experience themselves.
And he was kind of guiding them through it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ashley Tisdale, she posted on Instagram a sentiment that actually several celebrities have shared. "My heart hurts. One of my first jobs was a guest appearance on 90210. My scenes were with Luke. I had a crush on him for so long, and getting to work with him was a dream come true. I just remember him being a super humble and really nice guy." We're hearing that from so many people, that he was kind of one of their first crushes, and then that he was this nice guy. It's this dichotomy of being the crush, the bad boy, the heartthrob, but actually he was this super grounded guy.
You know, something people forget sometimes, I don't know if you have, but Luke Perry also was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie.
The movie before the show.
Right, exactly. And we just got a tweet in from director Joss Whedon. He sent his condolences to Luke and his family as well, and said, "The first time that I met Luke, we talked about what kind of movie we wanted Buffy to be. I asked if he'd ever seen Near Dark, and he gave me a look of, 'How dare you, sir?' I knew we'd get along. Funny, committed, and always gracious. He shouldn't be gone."
And then Molly Ringwald, a fellow teen icon who had co-starred on Riverdale recently in a guest appearance, said, "My heart is broken. I will miss you so much, Luke Perry. Sending all my love to your family." And we had actually, ET had spoken to Molly Ringwald about what it was like to be on the Riverdale set with Luke. Here are the kind words she had to say about him a matter of weeks ago.
You know, Luke is, I think he might be the nicest actor I've ever worked with. I mean, he is so nice. He's so charming. He's always the person who notices if somebody doesn't have a chair. You know, not just actors, but crew. Like, he's just incredibly observant, always there, always knows his lines, a complete professional. And
it's amazing the same things that you're hearing from everybody. A complete professional, prepared, kind. I don't know what more you'd look for in a co-star.
Truly. And I know you shared what the Riverdale Writers Room had to say about Luke. I also want to bring up what Riverdale creator had to say. He tweeted so heartbroken about Luke. He was a father, brother, friend, and mentor. Each night before he had to shoot a scene, he'd call me and we'd talk about everything. I'll miss those calls, and my heart goes out to all of his family and friends. And he shared a photo of Luke on the set of Riverdale right there. Yeah.
It's just hard to see, and we're kind of seeing both as people are sharing these photos. It's like he's either that Riverdale character or he's that Dylan character,
yeah.
And both are so beloved in such different ways. I don't know if there's ever been a more full circle moment for somebody to play a teen heartthrob and then play that father to that new generation. And for someone to have like just these two roles like this become so ingrained for people so quickly.
So ingrained in people, but you know what's so sad about a celebrity's passing like this is one of the only times you get a glimpse into their actual life too, right? Obviously, all of these former co-stars and fans are paying tribute to Luke and kind of giving us a glimpse of what he was like outside of those two characters he's so well known for. And among the people paying tribute to their longtime friend is Patricia Arquette. I want to bring up this tweet. The photo is of Luke and Patricia's late sister, Alexis Arquette, and she wrote, "Luke Perry, irreplaceable, beautiful, and a kind human being, incredible friend, generous actor, and adoring father to Jack and Sophie, and loving partner to Madison. We are heartbroken. You are the love and you are the light." One of the things that I actually had the chance to interview Patricia and Luke Perry backstage at the GLAAD Media Awards back in 2016, I believe. And what many of you didn't realize was how long Luke has been a friend of the Arquette family, but also how long he's been an ally of the LGBTQ community. So here's a little clip of my interview with Patricia and Luke backstage at the GLAAD Media Awards in LA.
And I remember many years ago, the height of the 90210 craze, they all said, "Alexis Arquette is dating Luke. Luke's secretly gay." And Luke said, "I'm not going to say that's not true, even though me and Alexis are just best friends, because that would be to say there's something wrong with it, and there's nothing wrong with it."
That's right. That's right. Yeah, look, when you love somebody, you love them. Bottom line. And I loved Lex. And Lex loved me. And I don't need to explain that to anybody. And that's how love works. And that's what's so great about the message Patricia spreads is when you can get that love out there and you can bring that love into your workplace and you can hire people and you can look past all that stuff and get to the person that's inside. That's what Alexis was about. Sure. And that opened that whole part of my life up to be able to see the world like that. So I have a huge debt of gratitude and an awful lot of love.
And it's pretty amazing and an amazing message to take away from today too, you know? Love is love. That's how love works. You know, he did not discriminate. And I love that he also said bringing that into the workplace too. He was clearly an advocate for the LGBTQ community, and it was amazing to get a chance to talk to him that night.
Yeah, he embodied it, and embodied love is love. I mean, and you think too about at the time that he was doing that, because we were just talking 90210 Riverdale. In between those shows, what he was doing was like a lot of guest starring roles, cameos, and he played on Spin City. He played a gay character in a cameo in 1997, and then on Will and Grace in 2005, another cameo as a gay character. So before a lot of people were okay with doing that, he was like, hey, I don't need to be the heartthrob right now. I'm going to go and play these roles. And
kind of at the forefront of it, really, truly. So, you know, obviously we lost a father, a brother, a wonderful actor, and also an ally.